Cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to FF episode 2371, and Mike Matthews. I'm not only recording us here at
Mike's Daily Podcast
Cafe anyway, I'm also recording us on the video in this land that's called sometimes Sal Dominio. Wait a minute. No, that's that guy who was in Rebel Without a Cause. I think he was an actor, but I'm not sure. The laws of remembering things on camera
Mike's Daily Podcast
don't seem to apply to my brain at this point. But yes, you can see a little bit of me recording this now
Mike's
on the YouTube channel.
Daily
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Podcast.com
also has it.
Yeah!
Yes, so check it out. Yeah, exciting. Look, it's a Costco connection. I wonder where we're going to go with this. With the Costco connection. Probably going to talk about something from it. But yes, you can see the video that I just recorded at mikesdailypodcast.com. And it'll be exciting. It'll be really good. You should tell your friends. Get your friends to watch and listen and everything else, because that's what we do when we were trying to be a social media star. Is we try to get you to go to our various things and watch it. I was going to tell you that the podcast picture is of a... I have no clue what it's going to be of. I sure took a lot of pictures of cats and the Christmas lights last month. That was all I was taking pictures of. That was my period. My cats and Christmas lights period. My era. My epoch. But now I've moved on. I think I got to go back further in time. Maybe to a year ago. All right. We'll do a picture from a year ago. How about that? See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. That's what...
And here's today's podcast picture.
A-frame, why do you got to be like that? Oh, we'll do a picture from Fairmont Ridge a year ago. How about that? Yes. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. I went there on New Year's Eve on a nice walk with my lovely lady friend. And it was a place that I often went to with the late, great Basil the Boxer. So it was nice to do that and remember him. Because he would, he made a lot of friends. I talked to a lot of dog owners when I would go to Fairmont Ridge, and I'd see all these fellow dog walkers. That's right. That's right. We'd say all those things to them. The late, great Basil the Boxer. But then I stopped going. Well, that was because Basil was no longer with us, and I thought for a while, I just can't go there. It's too painful. Wonderful thing about grief, makes you not do things. And I finally did. And I ran into somebody named Mike, also had a dog. And I'm there. I am by myself, and he's like, we're talking, and I say, yeah, Basil's gone, and he said, oh, I was gonna ask, but then I was like, should I ask? I don't know if I want to ask. It's a tough question to ask. It's one of those things. Should I bring it up? So see that picture of Fairmont Ridge at mikesdailypodcast.com. That wonderful thing. Memories of the way we were. Okay, was that Barbra Streisand? That's more of a breakup song, not exactly a losing somebody song because of, that. But there is that element to life, unfortunately, losing people. And then there's, how things change, like your parents change. They get older. And then there's this thing where people are retiring. And Susie Orman said the following: a woman wrote me about her parents who are nearing retirement without much saved In her email, she told me if something happened to them, it would be me taking care of them. She asked whether long-term care insurance might be an option to protect her parents and her family. Oh, long-term care insurance. It's LTC and then a little I. That's how they spell it. Fascinating. It can be a very smart part of a plan for parents and their adult children. It's part of a broader discussion of what you can do today to plan for the possibility that your parents may need financial assistance as they age. Susie Orman says, start the money conversations sooner than later. Yes, you are the kid, but you are also now an adult who at some point will likely be the caregiver to your parents. The sooner you have a grip on the situation, the more you can work as a unified family to make wiser choices. Mom and dad may want to stay in their current home. Can they afford to? All parents should do this hard thinking about their future on their own, but often it falls to their children to start the conversation. And that includes, like, should you move to a smaller home, less expensive area, moving in with the family? The whole thing is trying not to be a financial burden on the kids. The woman who asked Susie Orman this question said that she and her husband have term life insurance that can cover their mortgage, their only debt, and future college costs for their baby. And she said that they were on track with their retirement savings and saving for their child's education. The goal for every adult child facing a similar situation is not to shirk on building their own financial security. Yet the instinct can often be to take care of your aging parents first before taking care of yourself. However, if you use money today to support your parents, it might be possible that you will not have enough saved for your later years. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley is where we are today, the last place on earth. And it will put your kids in the same situation you find yourself in today. So, in the end, Susie says, get a certified financial planner that works on an hourly basis or charge a project-based fee. Adult children should encourage their parents to hire a financial planner too, to take a deep dive into their situation. A planner will also be able to lay out various options for how to boost their retirement security, including whether an LTCI might be a smart move. This one financial guy I've known for a couple of years, he says to me, buy term life insurance and then invest the rest. So make of that what you will. And he also calls Susie Orman he basically calls her a very unkind, unflattering thing. He likens her to an animal that usually I find quite cute, and I like to pat this particular animal on the head. And I see this type of animal at farms, often being ridden by small children. As you age, if you need help with daily activities such as bathing, dressing, eating, etc., payouts from a long-term care insurance policy can help you cover the cost of care. Susie Orman recommends looking into LCI in your 50s before pre-existing conditions make it harder to qualify. And she encourages adult children to discuss contributing to the premium costs. In most instances, the premium cost will be less than what it may cost for 1 year of care in the future. Aha! That all from the Costco connection. Interesting to think about. And, excuse me one second. I would say, as I took a second to ponder, it is something we don't want to think about, but you just peruse the topic, do a little bit of research, use Bing, because with that search engine, you get points, as I told somebody the other day. And that's their plug. And the slug is, it takes forever to get points. What do you get points with, Mike? What kind of points? What do the points go towards? Oh, Amazon, that kind of thing. I don't know. Do they still have Amazon? Last I checked, they did. Okay. Somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth, the hills in the Bay Area are green at the moment, but I think they're starting to get a little browner these days. We haven't had rain for a couple of weeks. Last rain we had was a doozy, but well, actually no. It was a doozy, and then we had a couple of light showers, so I don't know where we're at now, but at any rate, we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Look who's here. Hello, Michael Matthews. It's Madame Rootabega. And thank you for getting the insurance for me. Ooh. It's not for you. I'm not getting insurance for that. I'm not going to get life insurance, I don't think. I don't know. I have to think about it. Yes, Michael Matthews, think about it. Ooh. Are you going to live a long time? Yes. Have you lived for centuries? Yes. Are you Doctor Who? No. Doctor Who's lived for like thousands of years. Although I don't know what's going on with Doctor Who lately because I stopped watching the show because it got just too ridiculous and out there and wasn't good to me anymore. That you just outgrow shows, huh? I guess that's true. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer, Mike, yes. British TV shows are great. Doctor Who was great. I loved it for the longest time. And then I was like, okay. You get sucked into the mythology of some shows, and all the bizarreness. But I'm watching a show called Ugly Delicious and enjoying that because I'm learning a lot about food. And the only problem is when you watch a show like that, you really have to have eaten first. Because the show just wants to... It's like watching the Food Network. You want to eat all the time watching that. But, hey. And then, as we were talking about last show, the quality of TV screens, the way they're getting, it's going to be more and more difficult while watching these really delicious food shows because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's right there. You're going to eat your TV screen. But don't do that because... we want you to be alive, and if you eat your TV screen, you'll get electrocuted and die. And we want you to come back for the next show, because it's going to be Shelley Shuhart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere, the engineer. Chime in about anything we covered today, 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast has been for a couple of days. Sometimes we get interrupted. You know how that thing is. You know how that goes.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!